Hello, students. I welcome you all for the session on 100 CLAT based questions. So, students, recently I have had an interaction with a lot many students, and I found some, I had some findings from the students that they are still struggling with accuracy, they're still struggling with certain question types. So, considering all those aspects, we just thought to come up with a series of 100 questions, and it should have all different question types. So, considering all those your requirement and recent mocks, I just thought to take a session on RC tones. So, in every session, I'll be targeting a particular question type, and I'll come up with some question type along with the strategies to deal with certain strategies dealing with such questions. And apart from that, I also thought of one thing that I should be revising the strategies related to that specific question type. So, shall we begin? Are you all excited for the session or not, students? I just want to know about it. A very good evening, Paridhi, Bhumika, Ashraf, Sushant, Shruti, Ayushi, and other students. Thorn, ye kaun hai bhai? Thorn. Good evening, students. All right. So I'm beginning with the session on questions based on RC tones. Since it's a practice series, so you will be getting questions for the same. Just read the question and the options. Glad to know that you know me, Tom. All right, let me read the question stem. This place may be shabby, but since both of my children were born while we lived here, it's a special place to my heart. So it can't be scathing. Scathing means harsh, cutting, biting, all right, vitriolic. So it can't be acrimonious tone. It's something which is related to like you are talking about your whole like place and you lived in, and that place at that house probably or place must be special for you. All right. So that should be sentimental. All right. Why not nostalgic and other options? Nostalgic when you go into deep past. All right, you feel pain remembering your past memories. So it can't be nostalgic when you go into deep past. So it though it talked about your childhood, it talked about that you had some place, all right, but you did not go because it's not actually making you feel about your past memories. You said that it has that place is special for you. It has a special place in your heart. That's all. So it must be sentimental. It can't be haughty. Haughty is proud. So it can't be arrogant or proud. Hurry up, students. I'm waiting for your responses. All right. So, correct answer choice here is definitely D. You said that this is not the greatest apartment. Obviously, it's not that good. All right, but it's not even bad. All right, that's not really bad. So you talked about something with consideration. All right, that is accommodating. It's not even bad. You're trying to accommodate it. Okay, that's okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. All right, so that's accommodating. That cannot be paradoxical because paradoxical tone is self contradiction leading to confusion. All right, it can't be perturbed because perturbed is disturbed. It can't be ebullient because ebullient is all about happy and excited. It is something you're accommodating. Okay, that's not bad. That's not good. That's not great, but not even bad. So you're trying to consider something. All right, that's accommodating or considerating. But they are not synonymous. Normally, nostalgic is something when you go into deep past. All right, I'm just going back to the question, previous question. Uh, Just a minute. Yeah. This place may be shabby, but since both of my children were born while we lived there, all right? So it's not like you're going into deep past. You had this memory that my two children were born in this house, so this house is special for me. All right, so that's more or less sentimental, but not nostalgic because it's not actually reminding you of some past memories that you're feeling happy or sad. At least by this statement, we are not getting such idea. It's just like you said that this place is special to me. That's more inclined towards sentimental. Okay, so accommodating the other tones which can be used here are tolerant, nor long suffering, or understanding. Good evening, costume. Costume seemingly long time. Good evening, Mangal and other students. Start workout. बहुत ही इंस्पिरेशनल नाम रखा है बच्चा आपने स्टार्ट वर्कआउट reminding me of such thing that I should also start working out. Anyways, bacha, it is good session, so you all can attend. It's not compulsory, but you can attend this entire session. It's a beautiful session designed for you specifically. All right. Now, if you, if only there were some decent jobs out there, I wouldn't be reduced to living in a miserable dump. So obviously, the tone is bitter. All right, you're saying कि अगर jobs अच्छी होती तो I would not have been living in such miserable condition. All right, so based on what you're experiencing, based on the miseries you're experiencing, you have come forward with that statement. So the tone is bitter, obviously. It's not complaining because you're not making any complaints that why am I living, why only me, why am I living in that misery. All right, it's not despairing. Despairing is full of despair, hopelessness actually. Despair matlab full of somebody who is hopeless. All right, if somebody is in despair, that means somebody is hopeless. So there is no such hopes and hopelessness. It's just like you're saying that had I got some decent job, I would not have been facing such miserable condition. So it should not be despairing. It's not even pessimistic because pessimistic is the synonym of despair. That means hopelessness. All right, it's bitter or resentful. Next question. All right, Koshtub has attended my mock analysis, and I hope you liked the mock analysis as well. Bitter, bitter tone, kalvi. All right, if something is bitter, normally we connect bitterness with experiences. So you're experiencing miserable conditions. So the tone is bitter, not so happy about the current situation. Complaining when you actually make a hue and cry of some situation. When you have some complaints, and bitter is just the feeling. See, costume, I'm teaching RC tones. I'm taking a practice session on RC tones. All right. So let's read the question stem. This place does need some repairs, but I'm sure that the landlord will be making improvements sometime soon. All right. That means the house or the place, it must need some repair, and you are assured, you said, I'm sure. That means you're hopeful that landlord definitely make those repairs or some changes. All right, the landlord will contribute to its improvement, so you're trying to be hopeful about it because you said I'm sure. Okay, so if somebody is sure, somebody is hopeful, that means that somebody is optimistic. Optimistic is full of hopes. Why not affirmative? Because that's a pure statement. That means you're declaring something, you're coming up with some statement, declarative. All right, it's not even demanding because you're not demanding anything from the landlord. You said that I'm sure the landlord will take care of it. All right, it's not exuberant. All right, why not exuberant? Because exuberant is something which is energetic, exuberant. So it even can't be exuberant. All right, let's read some synonyms for the exuberant. Exuberant exactly is ebullient, cheerful, full of energy, excitement. Buoyant can also be the synonym for the same, exuberant. All right. So synonyms for optimistic should be hopeful and positive. Next sentence on screen. Yes, I'm taking 20 questions based on tones in today's session. And at last, I'll be sharing the strategies related to the tones. All right. So here the correct answer should definitely be funny because you're talking about ki when we move away, this place is worse. We made it possible to live there. All right. We cleaned the place. We tried to, get rid of all rats and mouses or cockroaches. All right, mice, cockroaches. So the place was actually the real trash. All right, to live in. So we made it better, but as soon as we leave, we'll definitely make it the same way. So author is saying कि जैसी मिली थी वैसे ही हम इस place को छोड़कर जाएंगे. All right, full of cockroaches and mice. All right, so that's going to be funny, obviously. Okay, why not tolerant? Because author has not talking about that anything the author has born, all right, or something which is optimistic. It's not even objective. Objective tone is full of facts. Objective is factual, informative. All right. So this is not even objective. It was funny sentence. Question number 6 on screen. Please write down the meanings of the tones I'm sharing with you today so that you gain some confidence while attempting the questions in future related to the tones. Okay, so let's see. The correct answer choice definitely is objective. This is the apartment we live in. It provides shelter. That's quite pure information or fact. It can't be critical, all right, because you're not trying to find out any, what do we call it? Flaw, it's not even cruel. Cruel is tyrannical. Cruel is nirdayita. All right, that is tyrannical. It's not even tolerant. It can't be critical because it hasn't like it's not actually all about finding fault. It's subjective. It's just a fact, information. All right. So the correct answer choice here is it's just a fact. Somebody has straightforwardly or directly said something. Please note in your checkbook how much money you spent using your ATM card today. All right, that's just a simple, straightforward sentence. It can't be sarcastic because I haven't found any sarcasm, demeaning kind of statement here. It's not irritated because I have not seen that author has gotten irritated by something. It's not threatening as well. It's just a simple fact. Write down the details. That's it. Next question on screen. I know costume, if you find difficulties in the tones, I'm going to give the solution towards the end of the session. All right, correct answer choice is irritated. Somebody seems to be vexed. Somebody seems to be irritated. It's not actually anger because that is the highest degree of irritation which when you pour out your anger or indignation onto anybody else. All right, hey, lay off. You don't have to nag me. I was going to do it anyway. All right, you don't tell me again and again. So somebody is not getting angry, but somebody is getting irritated. Why not arrogant? Because it's related with excessive pride, proud. It's not even critical because uh, it has got nothing to do with finding faults. So it can't be critical as well. No such criticism has taken place here. So it's simple, irritated. Next question on screen. Ha! All right. It was easy. When are you going to get the garbage out? Sometime this year, maybe? All right. Probably somebody is choleric tone. Somebody has asked me a question. Mantrana. Okay, Mantrana Mahi Agrawal. Bacha, choleric is angry, indignant, choleric, anger. All right. So the tone here in this sentence seven, question number seven is sarcastic because you're saying somebody, you're trying to make somebody, like you're trying to abase somebody. That's quite insulting and demeaning. कि कचरा कब फेंकोगे आप एक साल में एटलीस्ट इस एक साल में तो फेंक ही दोगे so you are trying to demean somebody you're trying to insult somebody that is sarcasm all right so it's sarcasm it's not imaginary it's not satirical the difference between satire and sarcasm is satire targets bigger audience and sarcasm is personal attack. Satire is used for constructive criticism and sarcasm is used for insulting others or demeaning others. Now, next question on screen. All right. So it's sympathizing. I know क्या what all you had been through, क्या experience करा होगा आपने. All right, you must have put a lot of efforts to do something. All right, it must be very hard for you. All right, if you just put the receipt to the counter, I'll take care of the paperwork for you. I'll try to help you out. So that's sympathizing. All right, when you sympathize with others, when you try to be kind towards others, it's not a straightforward statement. All right, it's not direct, candid. It's not even sarcastic, which means insulting and demeaning. It's not even sorrowful because it has got nothing to do with sadness. So some author is not sad. Author is simply feeling your pain. All right, our author is trying to empathize or sympathize with you. That's it. Okay, so the correct answer choice definitely is A. Now, what is the difference between sympathetic, empathetic, and apathetic? Sympathy, when you don't feel the pain of others, but you still have softness for others, you're still kind towards others. All right, I can sympathize with you. Empathy, when you feel the pain of others, like somebody's father has died and you also have had the same feeling, your dadaji, dadiji, somebody in the family has died, all right, and you must have experienced the same pain. So if somebody is very upset about it, so you can say, I can empathize with you. All right, for example, I met with an accident and I can feel that pain, or and if somebody is going through the same pain and I can say, I can empathize with you, that means I can feel your pain because I had been through the same situation. So that is empathy or empathize. All right, what is apathy? Apathy is basically lack of concern or completely detached. I don't care. All right, I don't know what you're going through. All right, all I want to say is this, that. Okay, so that is lack of concern. So that is apathy. Sympathy, empathy, and apathy. But the situation wasn't even sad. Author must have had some difficult, or author is talking to somebody who has been through tough situation, but not the sad situation. So it's not sorrowful. No, bacha, it's not tiredness. All right, cloning human beings should be banned. So, by the word should, we are getting the idea that the tone is suggestive, it's not threatening, it's because we are not coming up with any threat that it would be bad because of this reason, that reason. All right, it's not ominous. Ominous मतलब होता है कि थ्रेटनिंग ही होता है, एक तरह की वार्निंग होती है कि समथिंग बैड विल हैपन इन फ्यूचर. सो इसमें आगे पीछे कुछ भी नहीं लिखा है. इट वाज जस्ट अ सिंपल सजेशन. It's not critical even because it's not about finding flaw, all right, finding weaknesses or the problems. It's just suggestive. Question number 10th on screen. I hope you're enjoying the session, students. All right, the best way to survive babysitting a set of triplets is to come armed with a plenty of energy, lots of patience, and a first aid kit. All right, मतलब if you are actually babysitting for triplets, मतलब एक होता है ना, एक सिंगल बेबी होता है, एक ट्विंस होते हैं, और अगर तीन बच्चे एक ही साइज के एक ही बराबर हो, ट्रिपलेट. ऑल राइट, उनकी बेबी सिटिंग करना, तो आपको क्या क्या कंडीशन है? आपके पास बहुत एनर्जी होना चाहिए. You must have patience as well because you're going to tolerate a lot of things handling them, and you must have first aid kit. Okay, so what do you think is the tone here? Obviously it's humorous. It's not satirical because it's not constructive criticism. It's not pompous. Pompous is showy. It's not hyperbole or exaggeration. All right, it's just a humorous. Shivangi, I'll just check your answers. I mean, question, sorry. In the meanwhile, just solve the question. But sir, there wasn't anything to criticize about. Ek minute. Which question number, Shivangi? All right. तो यहाँ पे disapproving तो कुछ भी नहीं था. Author has simply said, I know what you have gone through. All right. अभी जो लास्ट का काम बचा है, आप अपने पेपर्स को काउंटर पे छोड़ दीजिएगा. I will take care of it. तो यहाँ पे disapproving तो कुछ भी नहीं था. Question number 11. All right. Now let's see. The correct answer choice is shocking. It's not crazy. It's not mad. It's shocking. All right. It's not related to not in the right frame of mind. Insane. All right. It's just like, oh my God, that water tank has started leaking. Now what am I going to do? Somebody is actually in a state of shock. It can't be crazy. It can't be mad. All right, self pitying because it has got nothing to do with मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों होता है मेरे साथ ही सारी tragedies होती हैं something like this. So it's not self pitying. It can't be bemusing or confusing. All right, it's not even berserk crazy. All right, that somebody is not actually in the right of frame of mind. Somebody has gone nonsensical. It's just shock, concerned, and questioning. So these are the words which can go with this particular question. Now, next question on screen. The kitchen wallpaper seems to be infused with the sad images. All right. So, what do you think here is the correct answer choice? That's gloomy. All right. Dull, dark, sad. Sad images thing of past tenants. All right. So, it can't be the other answer choices. Nostalgic का मतलब होता है deep past. Critical का मतलब होता है you are trying to find out the fault. ऑल राइट, या फिर आपने यहाँ पर देखिए इसमें आपका नेक्स्ट है इसमें विट्रियोलिक. विट्रियोलिक हार्श होता है. यहाँ पे आपने कहा था कि जो पुराने किराएदार पास्ट टीनेंट्स, टीनेंट्स कौन होते हैं आपके किराएदार. ऑल राइट, उनकी सैड पिक्चर्स लगी हुई है वहां पे बिकॉज ऑफ द पॉवर्टी. मतलब देवर सो पुअर कि उनकी अभी कुछ इमेजेस वहां पे लगी हैं दैट टॉक्स अबाउट देयर मिजरीज, दैट टॉक्स अबाउट देयर पॉवर्टी. So that's quite gloomy. Now, next question on screen. All right. और अब देखिए स्टूडेंट्स, करेक्ट आंसर चॉइस इज अनहैप्पी, क्योंकि यहाँ पे you're talking about the trees who have recently died. All right, ऑरेंज ट्रीज थे, क्यों खत्म हो गए ट्रीज, हाउ कम दे डाइड, पानी नहीं था, सोइल की प्रॉब्लम थी. ऑल राइट, कुछ तो भी इशू था, बट ऑल ट्रीज गॉट डाइड. अब वहां पे जब बच्चों ने उनको देखा ट्रीज को, तो उनके आपको ड्राई स्टिक्स नजर आई थी, एंड दैट वाज क्वाइट डिप्रेसिंग. All right, to see all like so many trees died. Okay, so obviously it was unhappy. It's not perplexing. Perplexing is related to confusion. It's not confusing. All trees and bird dies, and kids were looking at those dried sticks of the trees, and that was quite depressing. All right, it's not complaining because author has not made any complaint about it. It's not frenzied. Frenzied का exactly meaning क्या होता है बच्चा? Your happiness which has gone uncontrolled, that is frenzied. All right, तो it's not even frenzied. Frenzied का मतलब होता है इतनी ज्यादा excitement which seems to be uncontrolled. All right, so that can't be frenzied even. Correct answer choice is D, unhappy. Question number 14th on screen. This narration has. Are you still doing, student? Do you want some time? अब देखिए बच्चा, the narration is, it was very late, everyone was had left the cafe except the old man, जो कि tree की, like he's sitting in the shadow of the leaves of the tree, all right, made against the electric light. The In the daytime the street was dusty, but रात को क्या होता था? The night, but at night the dew settled the dust. रात को dust नहीं होती थी. The old man liked to sit late because he was deaf. उसको वहां पे लेट तक बैठना इसलिए अच्छा लगता था क्योंकि वो डेफ था. एंड नाउ एट नाइट इट वाज क्वाइट, उसको बहुत क्वाइट, लोग नहीं नजर आते थे, एकदम काम कंपोज, एंड ही फेल्ट द डिफरेंस कि दोपहर में और रात में क्या डिफरेंस होता है. ऑल राइट, नाउ व्हाट डू यू थिंक शुड बी द करेक्ट आंसर चॉइस? इट्स ट्रैंक्विल. ट्रैंक्विल का मतलब होता है काम, कंपोज. एवरीथिंग वाज क्वाइट, डस्ट गॉट सेटल्ड. ऑल राइट, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है वहां पे. It's not emotional because I haven't seen any emotional message being conveyed by this paragraph. It's not descriptive at all. All right, it can be narrative but not the descriptive. Narrative मतलब होता है स्टोरी टेलिंग, तो ये स्टोरी टेलिंग जैसा फॉर्मेट तो लग रहा था, बट इट्स नॉट डिस्क्रिप्टिव. इट्स नॉट इवन एगोनाइजिंग. एगोनाइजिंग का मतलब होता है समथिंग विच इज पेनफुल. All right, so that's considered to be tranquil, placid, calm, composed. Now, next question. Now, this is a CLAT pattern RC for tones. Once you're done with the reading, let me know. I'll just change the slide. Okay, so paragraph 1 has simply talked about the impact of climate change, which is a serious concern, and there are two ways of dealing with this climate change. All right, first change by excess the fund itself a tedious process. अब देखिए इन्होंने यहाँ पे फर्स्ट क्या बताया था स्टूडेंट कि आपको दिस प्रॉब्लम कैन बी डेल्ट बाय टू वेज. वन इज कि आप अपनी कंट्री को इकोनॉमिकली एंड टेक्नोलॉजिकली मच मोर साउंड बनाए सो दैट द फंड that those countries can fund the poorer and developing nations, but the access of the fund itself is a tedious process. दूसरी इन्होंने बताया कि आप सेल्फ रिलायंट बना सकते हैं कि आप अपनी कंट्री की क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस को कैसे डील करेंगे बाय यूजिंग द बजट्स एंड expenditures related to climate. All right. Second paragraph, kindly read. अब देखिए सेकंड पैराग्राफ में उन्होंने कहा है कि इंडिया विल बी मूविंग ऑन द राइट ट्रैक ऑफ इंट्रोड्यूसिंग क्लाइमेट बजटिंग. ऑल राइट, सही डायरेक्शन में जाएगा. दिस वुड बी डन ऑन द लाइन सिमिलर टू जेंडर बजटिंग. जिस तरह से जेंडर बजटिंग हुई थी उसी तरह से क्लाइमेट चेंज के लिए भी बजटिंग होना चाहिए. अब उन्होंने यहाँ पे एक पॉइंट ये रखा है बच्चा कि इट बीइंग अ हाईली एग्रीकल्चरल इकोनॉमी फ्लक्चुएशंस इन क्लाइमेट एडवर्सली अफेक्ट द एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्टिविटी. सबको पता है कि हमारे यहाँ विलेजेस बहुत ज्यादा हैं और हमारी डिपेंडेंसी एग्रीकल्चर पे बहुत ज्यादा, इकोनॉमी की डिपेंडेंसी. इसीलिए ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है टू कीप अ ट्रैक ऑन द गवर्नमेंट एलोकेशन टू द अफेक्टेड एरियाज एंड कॉस्ट इनकर्ड टू रिजॉल्व इट. अब यहाँ पे उन्होंने एक सजेशन भी दिया है, मतलब एक तरह की टीचिंग भी दी है कि हाउ व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. मतलब इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू, यहाँ पर आप देखोगे बच्चा पैसेज के अंदर इफ यू सी दिस, so it's extremely important to keep a track on government allocations to the affected areas. लिखा हुआ है पैसेज के अंदर. All right, so that's again one of the lessons which we are supposed to learn. So the question is on screen. बच्चा पहले तो उन्होंने दो तरीके हमें बताए थे, दो वे ऑफ, मतलब टू लेसन्स विच वी लर्न. एंड लास्ट पैराग्राफ में भी उन्होंने इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट करके जो आपको टीचिंग दी थी. सो दैट्स मोर और लेस रिलेटेड टू डिडैक्टिक टोन. डिडैक्टिक व्हेन यू लर्न सम लेसन, इट कांट बी स्केप्टिकल, इट कांट बी एनालिटिकल. स्केप्टिकल का मतलब होता है शक्की, डूबियस, डाउटफुल. इट कांट बी एनालाइजिंग. ऑलराइट, इट कांट बी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. हालांकि लास्ट में एक दो स्टेटमेंट में ऑप्टिमिज्म था कि देयर कैन बी अ बेटर, दैट कैन बी अ बेटर सिचुएशन. तो आप ऑप्टिमिस्टिक सिर्फ वो लास्ट के पैराग्राफ पे कुछ लाइंस में देखोगे बच्चा, बट ओवरऑल देयर हैड बीन सम लर्निंग लेसंस. ऑलराइट, सो इट्स मोर और लेस टुडे related to the overall tone must be didactic, but लास्ट के पैराग्राफ की कुछ लाइंस वर ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. ऑलराइट, तो यहाँ पे बेस्ड ऑन द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट कहाँ बोला, यहाँ पे तो आपको ओवरऑल टोन बताना था, तो दैट्स ऑब्वियसली डिडैक्टिक. Now next passage on screen. 80% of humanity's ability goes into war. यहाँ पे उन्होंने सिंपली पैसेज के अंदर यही बताया बच्चा कि हमारी काफी सारी एबिलिटीज एंड काफी सारी स्किल्स जो है वी यूज इट इन द वॉर. ऑलराइट, जैसे इन्होंने यहाँ पे बताया था कि जो स्किल्स है अगर हम वो फार्मिंग, गार्डन्स, फैक्ट्रीज वगैरह में यूज करते हैं तो द वर्ल्ड वुड हैव बिकम अ पैराडाइज. ऑलराइट, लेकिन हम लोग आपस में ही यहाँ पे फाइट करते रहते हैं. ऑलराइट, दैट्स व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज गिवन देयर. the poorest of the poor nation is also engaged in the efforts to make atom bombs. तो उन्होंने यहाँ पे बताया कि everybody is so much into fight कि हर कोई यहाँ पर wars में engaged है. Everybody is trying to make the situation worse. They are more into creating atom bombs. They are dying of, चाहे वो मतलब they are dying of starvation. Starvation का मतलब होता है बच्चा कि they don't have food to eat. All right, they are dying of starvation. All right, तो भी इन्होंने यहाँ पे बताया, but they want to make atom bombs underneath. Use this same idea moves even a country like India. इंडिया में भी उन्होंने यहाँ पे बताया बच्चा कि हम लोग भी स्टार्व कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं, बट वी आर मोर इनटू कि रेडी टू फाइट. ऑलराइट, वी जस्ट वांट टू प्रिजर्व आवर ग्लोरी. तो ऑथर ने यहाँ पे कहा कि मुझे लगता है कि मुझे ऐसी कंट्री में इफ आई एम हर्ट तो आई वुड से कि हमारी पहली प्रायोरिटी क्या होना चाहिए, दैट वी शुड रेनाउंस nationalism. Matlab we should give up on nationalism. That's what author has said. All right. It would be good if a country of Krishna, Buddha, Patanjali and Gorakh renounces nationalism and says we are an international area. All right. उन्होंने यहाँ पे कहा कि हमारी जो fights है, it's only because हमारी borders को लेके fight होती है. The world would have been peaceful. The world would have been great. All right. जब यहाँ wars नहीं होते, अगर यहाँ पे borders नहीं होती. So why are we so particular about borders? फिर ऑथर ने यहाँ पे ये भी कहा कि probably some people may consider me as a traitor कि मैं अपनी कंट्री का बोल रहा हूँ कि we should renounce or we should give up nationalism. So some people might consider that I'm a traitor. So I'm not traitor to humanity. All right. तो यहाँ पर उन्होंने ये बोला है बच्चा कि ऑथर हैज सेड कि आई एम नॉट ट्रेटर टू ह्यूमैनिटी. इसका मतलब ये हुआ, उन्होंने कहा कि रियल मीनिंग ऑफ पेट्रियोटिज्म इज ट्रेजन टुवर्ड्स ह्यूमैनिटी. लव ऑफ नेशंस मींस डिवाइडिंग इनटू पार्ट. अब इन्होंने कहा कि हम लोग सबको डिवाइड करने में लगे रहते हैं. ऑलराइट, अगर हम ज्यादा पेट्रियोटिक होते हैं तो हम अपनी कंट्री के दुश्मन बन जाते हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज वी एक्चुअली गो ऑन अ वॉर. ऑलराइट, वी व्हेन वी वंस वी स्टार्ट बिकमिंग पेट्रियोटिक, तो उन्होंने कहा कि आप अपनी ही कंट्री के लोगों को मारने लगते हो. आपका वो रिफ्लेक्शन आता है दैट यू एक्चुअली स्टार्ट बिकमिंग द एनिमी ऑफ योर ओन कंट्री. बट उन्होंने कहा कि माय व्यूज आर इंटरनेशनल. ऑलराइट, द होल वर्थ इज वन. हम लोग छोटी सी जगहों के लिए, अलग अलग कंट्रीज की बॉर्डर्स के लिए वी कीप फाइटिंग विद ईच अदर, जबकि हमको कोलैबोरेट करके व्हाई डोंट वी मेक इट द वन प्लेस. पूरे ग्लोब को यूनाइट होना चाहिए, कंट्री को सबको साथ में होना चाहिए टू मेक इट अ बेटर प्लेस. ऑलराइट, तो अभी वी विल मतलब हमें अपनी छोटी, व्हाई डू वी फाइट फॉर स्मॉल प्लेसेस rather than thinking about the vast area कि the entire world should be ours. All right, ये जो so called patriotic होते हैं, nationalist होते हैं, they will not allow it to happen. Previously it was okay. Wars went on happening because they were fought with both arrows. और उन्होंने कहा कि पहले जो wars होते थे they were okay क्योंकि उसमें सिर्फ आपकी bows and arrows यूज होती थी. लेकिन आज जो आपका न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब, जैसे आपने हिरोशिमा नागासाकी का एग्जांपल लिया, ऑलराइट, तो उसमें उन्होंने कहा है कि दी it is actually the killing of entire country, nation, killing so many innocent people. All right, so that's more harmful. आज की डेट में अगर वॉर्स होते हैं तो ऑलराइट, तो इट्स अ ग्रेट सिन. उन्होंने इसलिए कहा कि भाई अगर नेशनलिज्म के नाम पे आप लोगों को मार रहे हो तो दैट इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी अ ग्रेट सिन. इट इज ड्यू टू नेशनलिज्म दैट ऑल प्रॉब्लम एग्जिस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड. I am not a nationalist. I want to break all boundaries. Whoever on this earth who has received a small glimpse of the truth has no boundaries. They don't belong to any country, any community, any sect. They belong to all and all belong to them. तो यहाँ पे पैसेज आपको क्या लगता है? How is the author? Parochial हो सकता है बच्चा, या intolerant, या cosmopolitan? Attempt this question. Yes, bacha, the chats weren't visible to me that time. All right. So students, correct answer choice here is cosmopolitan. अब देखिए why cosmopolitan? क्योंकि यहाँ पर इन्होंने बताया था बच्चा इंटरनेशनल ग्राउंड पे बात हो रही है. Parochial is narrow mindedness. All right, if somebody is narrow minded तो वो अपनी कंट्री एक छोटी सी चीज के लिए सोचेगा. But author has come up with a broader vision, international vision that all countries should unite together and make the world peaceful place so that we all can grow. So that is cosmopolitan, that is international. Intolerant का मतलब होता है somebody who doesn't have patience, somebody who cannot tolerate anything or bear anything. Conventional is traditional or narrow minded. All right, so obviously correct answer choice should be cosmopolitan. Now read this passage. I'm so sorry students for this technical glitch. बच्चा दिस एंटायर पैसेज इज अबाउट कि कब से आपके एयरक्राफ्ट शुरू हुए थे. दैट इज समवेयर अराउंड 1685 टू 1724. ऑल राइट, मेनी एयरक्राफ्ट हैव बिल्ड. सबसे पहले कॉन्सेप्ट आया था आपका एयर बलून का और फिर एयरक्राफ्ट स्टार्ट हुए आपके और उसमें कैसे कैसे डेवलपमेंट्स हुए. फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर के टाइम पे एयरक्राफ्ट वर यूज्ड. सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के टाइम पे फिर इन्होंने आगे भी बताया. अच्छा, एक एक्सीडेंट के बारे में इन्होंने बताया कि उसके बाद कुछ एयरक्राफ्ट्स में मतलब पीपल स्टॉप्ड यूजिंग इट. इसकी पॉपुलैरिटी थोड़ी कम हो गई थी एयरक्राफ्ट्स की. फिर दोबारा से वो स्टार्ट हुआ एयरक्राफ्ट्स का कॉन्सेप्ट. ऑल राइट, वर्ल्ड वॉर टू के अराउंड बताया था इन्होंने. ऑल राइट, जहां पे अगेन इट स्टार्टेड वर्ल्ड वॉर टू के अराउंड ये बताया था उन्होंने कि लॉट मेनी एयरपोर्ट्स वर बिल्ट इन डिफरेंट सिटीज एंड फिर कमर्शियली यूज स्टार्ट होना शुरू हो गए थे आपके एयरक्राफ्ट्स. एविएशन में काफी प्रोग्रेस हुई थी बच्चा समवेयर अराउंड 1920 एंड 1930s. द वॉर ब्रॉट मतलब सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बारे में बात हो रही है. इट ब्रॉट मेनी इनोवेशन टू एविएशन इंक्लूडिंग द फर्स्ट जेट एयरक्राफ्ट एंड फर्स्ट लिक्विड फ्यूल्ड रॉकेट्स. All right. So students, here correct answer choice is informative. The author's attitude और टोन ऑफ द पैसेज कैन बी इंफॉर्मेटिव बिकॉज यहाँ पे एयरक्राफ्ट के डेवलपमेंट के बारे में थ्रू आउट द पैसेज बात करी गई है. हाउ डिड इट स्टार्ट, what all purposes were there during World War One, what are the development during World War Two. All right, chronologically उन्होंने बताया और काफी सारी चीजें बताई अबाउट द एयरक्राफ्ट की पहले कैसे यूज होते थे, एक एक्सीडेंट हुआ उसके बाद इसकी पॉपुलैरिटी कम हो गई थी एंड ऑल सच थिंग्स. सो इट्स नॉट फुल ऑफ ऑ का मतलब होता है मतलब यू आर ऑल ऑ स्ट्रक, मतलब यू आर ऑल हैप्पी एंड एक्साइटेड अबाउट समथिंग. वाओ, वो वाओ फैक्टर तो नहीं था बच्चा बिकॉज द ऑथर इज शेयर द इंफॉर्मेशन. ये बहुत प्लेन तरीके से आपके साथ शेयर करी गई थी. ऑलराइट, एक्सीडेंट के बारे में भी मेंशन करा गया था यहाँ पे, तो ऑब्वियसली दैट्स नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ ऑ. इट इज इंफॉर्मेटिव. रेवरेंट का मतलब होता है रिस्पेक्टफुल एंड मोर्नफुल का मतलब होता है स्टूडेंट्स लेमेंटिंग. तो यहाँ पे ऑल्दो एक्सीडेंट मेंशन करा गया था बट ऑथर इज नॉट लेमेंटेड. ऑथर इज सिंपली शेयर्ड पीसेस, सम पीसेस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, दैट इज ऑल. अब देखिए, एज टोर्नाडो बैरेंट का मतलब होता है टू मूव क्विकली. तो सब लोग बाथरूम में हंकर्ड डाउन, मतलब टू फाइंड अ प्लेस टू स्टे, दे हंकर्ड डाउन इन द बाथरूम एंड दे वर थिंकिंग कि अब ये जो टोर्नाडो है इट शुड पास क्विकली, होपिंग फॉर दैट इट वुड पास क्विकली. तो सैंग्विन का मतलब होता है चीयरफुल ऑप्टिमिज्म, विच इज ऑब्वियसली नॉट द करेक्ट आंसर चॉइस हियर. प्लेसिड का मतलब होता है काम, कंपोज्ड. ऑलराइट, कटिंग इज बाइटिंग, हार्श, एक्रिमोनियस, एसर्बिक. कटिंग का मतलब होता है हार्श. ऑलराइट, कॉस्टिक. ऑलराइट, कटिंग इज एसर्बिक, acrimonious. You can write down the meaning of this word or synonyms for the word. Harsh, biting, scathing, acerbic, acrimonious. It's more or less related to worry. All right, concerned कि सब छुपने की कोशिश कर रहे थे. They wanted to have safe place in order to escape a tornado. So that's what exactly is being discussed here. Concerned. Question number 19th on screen. I'm really so sorry, students, for this glitch. Johnny dropped the baseball. All right. His teammate looked over and said, "Nice catch, Butterfinger." अब देखिए, बटरफिंगर्स का मतलब होता है समथिंग विच जस्ट स्लिप्स फ्रॉम योर हैंड. ऑलराइट, तो आपके हाथ से बेसबॉल छूट गई. ऑलराइट, तो उन्होंने कहा नाइस कैच, जबकि वो नहीं था. सो इट्स नॉट सुपरसीलियस बिकॉज सुपरसीलियस का मतलब होता है हॉटी और एरोगेंट. ऑलराइट, सुपरसीलियस इज समबडी हु थिंक्स कि वो सबसे सुपीरियर है ओवर अदर्स. सो इट कांट बी सुपरसीलियस. लॉडेटरी का मतलब होता है तारीफ करना. लॉडेटरी इज एक्कोलेडिंग, लॉडेटरी इज कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री. तो यहाँ पे किसी की आप तारीफ नहीं कर रहे हो, यू आर नॉट प्रेजिंग समबडी. आपने तो बल्कि किसी ने कैच ड्रॉप कर दिया फिर भी आप कह रहे वाओ व्हाट अ कैच, इस टाइप से था. ऑलराइट, तो इट्स नॉट लॉडेटरी, इट्स नॉट ग्रैंडिलोक्वेंट. ग्रैंडिलोक्वेंट का मतलब होता है यूजिंग बोम्बास्टिक वोकैबुलरी. इट्स नॉट इवन ग्रैंडिलोक्वेंट, इट्स मोर और लेस सरकास्टिक. ऑलराइट, आप किसी की इंसल्ट कर रहे हो, सरकाजम, डिमीनिंग. ग्रैंडिलोक्वेंट का मतलब होता है यूजिंग बोम्बास्टिक वोकैबुलरी. ऑलराइट, उप्स. आप इसको ऐसे ही देख लो बच्चा. As she opened thickly packed envelope, उसको लग रहा था कि acceptance to her letter first choice college would be waiting on. All of the rejections had been in much thinner envelope. मतलब बड़े एनवेलप में क्या था, बड़े एनवेलप में उसकी सारी पॉजिटिविटी थी. उसको लग रहा था कि शी इज गोइंग टू गेट एडमिटेड इन दी वर्ल्ड क्लास कॉलेज. ऑलराइट, टॉप कॉलेज. All right, उसको पता था. She was hopeful about it. She knew the acceptance letter. All right. So that was hopeful, excited, and optimistic. All right, student, that's all for today. I hope you had decent practice on RC tones today. Even if my voice wasn't there, तो आपकी वो practice तो चली रही थी बच्चा. All right. Another thing, how to go about with learning RC tones. So I'll just suggest you that try to have a list of all RC words, मतलब the entire list of RC tones. All right, RC tones related vocabulary at one place, and you can make the clusters of those words. All right, like if you talk about sad, so you can choose the word like dingy, all right, doleful, sorrowful, lamenting, woeful, sad, gloomy. So the entire cluster should have the words related to sadness. All right, suppose if you're talking about the word like cutting, biting, अभी हम लोगों ने बात की थी. All right, so cutting, biting, scathing, harsh, caustic, and then we have words like vitriol, acrimonious, acerbic. आप सारा words का एक cluster बना के याद कर सकते हो easily. All right, angry tone से related जैसे आपके words होते हैं angry. All right, then indignant. All right, then aggressive. So make such clusters so that and write down the synonyms as well. You can find out the synonyms at thesaurus.com. All right, write down the clusters and try to learn. So that actually is going to help you to a greater extent. All right, students, that's all for today. Thank you so much. Sorry once again for that technical glitch. All right, but I hope that was only for two passages and we actually got it resolved. But you must have come across so many new words in today's session related to tones. And I will be coming up with some beautiful sessions related to some different question types like title based questions, googly questions, common traps in RCs, factual questions, figures of speech. So, but for today, that's all. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.